DepEd Physical Fitness Test. Test administration shall be treated as an essential component of the physical education and school sports program. Both elementary and secondary pupils or students must to undergo the test during the beginning and ending of the school year. The physical fitness test is a set of measures designed to determine one's level of physical fitness. It has two components, namely, health-related and skill-related fitness. Each component comprises several tests and specific testing protocols. There are 1,001 tests used worldwide, but a choice of tests considered time efficiency in the administration, availability of equipment, simplicity of the procedures, and practicality of the tests. Physical fitness test goal. First, to determine the level of fitness. Second, to identify strengths and areas for development or improvement. Third, to identify bases for physical activities. Fourth, to gather and analyze data for norms and standard setting. And fifth, to motivate and guide students in choosing sports activities they would like to participate in. The test protocol. The following testing paraphernalia are necessary. First, first aid kit. Second, drinking water. Instruct students to bring their drinking jugs. Third, individual scorecards properly filled up for distribution to students. Fourth, in testing for body composition, tape measure, bathroom scale, and L-square. For flexibility, tape measure. For cardiovascular endurance, stopwatch and step box. For muscular strength, mat. For speed, stopwatch. For power, meter stick and tape measure. For agility, cone. For reaction time, plastic ruler, 24 inches. For coordination, coupon band. For balance, stopwatch. Prior to actual day of testing, familiarity testing sessions should be held advising students to go through without exerting maximum effort. Explain the purpose and benefits that can be derived from physical fitness test. Make sure that the test scorecards are filled up and ready for distribution to students. Name, age, gender, etc. prior to testing. Set up stations in form of circuit training, ready for use 1 hour before actual testing begins to ensure a smooth flow of traffic. Divide the students into groups by pairs, body system, and assign them into different stations. Students should wear appropriate clothing, like t-shirt, jogging pants, and rubber shoes. Conduct warm-up and stretching exercises before the tests. Conduct testing in a joyful, challenging, encouraging, and fun-filled environment. Physical Fitness Test. Part 1. Health-related fitness. Body composition is the body's relative amount of fat to fat-free mass. Body Mass Index or BMI. Formula for computing body mass index. Weight in kilograms over height in meters squared. Classification. Below 18.5, underweight. 18.5 to 24.9, normal. 25.0 to 29.9, overweight. 30.0 and above, obese. Weight, the heaviness or lightness of a person. Equipment, bathroom scale. Procedure for test taker. A. Wear light clothing before weighing. B. On bare feet, stand erect and still with weight evenly distributed on the center of the scale. For the partner, A. Before the start of weighing, adjust the scale to 0 point. B. Record the score in kilograms. Scoring. Record body mass to the nearest 0.5 kilograms. Height. It is the distance between the floor to the top of the head in standing position. Equipment. 1. Tape measure laid flat to a concrete wall. The 0 point starts at the bottom of the floor. 2. L square. And 3. An even and firm floor and flat wall. Procedure. For the test taker. A. Stand erect on bare feet with heels, buttocks, and shoulders pressed against the wall with tape measure. For the partner, A. Place the L square against the wall with the base at the top of the head of the person being tested. B. Record the score in meters. Scoring. Record standing height to the nearest 0.1 centimeter. 1 meter is equivalent to 100 centimeter. Waist circumference. Purpose. Waist circumference is a good predictor of visceral fat, which contributes more risk of cardiovascular disease and diabetes than fat located in other areas. Equipment. Tape measure. Procedure for the test taker. A. Wear light clothing before taking waist circumference. B. On bare waist, stand erect and wrap tape measure around waist. For the partner, A. Record the score in centimeters. Scoring. Record the body mass to the nearest 0.1 centimeters. Flexibility refers to the ability of the joints to move through a full range of motion. 1. Zipper test. A test of upper arm and shoulder girdle flexibility intended to parallel the strength or endurance assessment of that region. Purpose. To be able to touch the fingertips together behind the back by reaching over the shoulder and under the elbow. Equipment. Ruler. Procedure for the student. A. Stand erect. B. To test the right shoulder, raise your right arm, bend your elbow, and reach down across your back as far as possible. C. At the same time, extend your left arm down and behind your back. Bend your elbow up across your back. And try to cross your fingers over those of your right hand. D. Reach with the right hand over the right shoulder and down the back as if to pull a zipper or scratch between the shoulder blades. E. To test the left shoulder, repeat procedure A to D, with the left hand over the left shoulder. For the tester, A. Observe whether the fingers touch or overlap each other. B. Measure the distance in which the fingers overlap. C. Record the score in centimeter. Scoring. Record zipper test to the nearest 0.1 centimeter. Standard. 0. Did not touch fingertips. 1. Just touch fingertips. 2. Fingers overlap by 1 to 2 centimeter. 3. Fingers overlap by 3 to 4 centimeters. 4. Fingers overlap by 5 to 7 centimeters. And 5. Fingers overlap by 8 centimeters and more. Sit and reach. A test of flexibility for the lower extremities, particularly the hamstring. Purpose: to be able to reach as far as possible without bending the hamstring. Equipment: tape measure. Procedure for the student. A. Sit on the floor with back flat on the wall. Feet are approximately 12 inches apart. B. Without bending the back, knees and elbows, place one hand on top of the other and position the hands on the floor. C. After the tester has positioned the 0 point of the tape measure, start the test by reaching the farthest point possible without bending the knees. For the tester, as the student assumed the B procedure, D. Position the 0 point of the tape measure at the tip of the finger farthest from the body. See to it that the knees are not bent as the student reaches the farthest that he could. C. Measure the distance of the farthest reach. D. Record the score in centimeter. Scoring. Record sit and reach to the nearest 0.1 centimeter. Cardiovascular endurance is the ability of the heart, lungs, and blood vessels to deliver oxygen to working muscles and tissues, as well as the ability of those muscles and tissues to utilize the oxygen. Endurance may also refer to the ability of the muscle to do repeated work without fatigue. 3-minute step test. Purpose: to measure cardiovascular endurance. Equipment: step, height of step, for elementary, 8 inches, for secondary, 12 inches. Stopwatch. Procedure for the student. A. Position in front of the step. B. At the signal go, step up and down on a bench for 3 minutes at a rate of 24 steps per minute. One step consists of 4 beats, that is, up with the left foot, up with the right foot, down with the left foot, down with the right foot. C. Immediately after the exercise, stand and relax. Don't talk. D. Right after the activity, locate your pulse. The first beat is 0. E. Count the pulse for 10 seconds. Multiply it by 6. For the tester, A. As the student assume the position in front of the step, signal ready and go. Start the stopwatch for the 3-minute step test. B. After the test, let the student count his pulse for 10 seconds and multiply it by 6. Scoring. Record the 60 seconds heart rate after the activity. Strength refers to the muscle's ability to generate force against physical objects. In the fitness world, this typically refers to how much weight you can lift for different strength training exercises. 90 degrees push-up. Purpose: to measure strength of upper extremities. Equipment: exercise mats or any clean mat. Procedure for the student. A. Lie down on the mat, face down in standard push-up position. Palms on the mat under shoulders, fingers pointing forward, and legs straight, parallel, and slightly apart with the toes supporting the feet. B. For boys, straighten the arms, keeping the back and knees straight. Then lowers the arms until there is a 90-degree angle of the elbows. Upper arms are parallel to the floor. For girls, with knees in contact with the floor, straightens the arms keeping the back straight, then lowers the arms until there is a 90 degrees angle at the elbows. Upper arms are parallel to the floor. C. Perform as many repetitions as possible, maintaining a cadence of 20 push-ups per minute, 2 seconds going down and 1 second going up. For the tester, A. As the student assumes the position of push-up, start counting as the student lowers his body on the ground until he reaches 90 degrees angle at the elbow. B. Make sure that the student performs the push-ups in the correct form. C. The test is terminated when the subject can no longer perform the push-ups in the correct form. 3 corrections are allowed. If in pain, voluntarily stops, or cadence is broken. Scoring, record the number of push-ups made. Curl-ups. Purpose, to measure strength of abdominal muscles. Equipment, exercise mats or any clean mat. Procedure, for the student, A. Assume a lying position with feet flat on the floor and knees bent at about 90 degrees. Hands palm down at the sides with fingertips touching the first tape line. B. Complete a slow, controlled curl up, sliding fingertips along the floor until they touch the second tape line. C. The curl-up should be performed at a rate of 1 every 3 seconds or 20 curl-ups per minute, 2 seconds going up and 1 second going down. D. There should be no rest at the bottom position and perform as many curl-ups as possible without stopping. For the tester, A. Ensure a mat that has tape lines set 12 centimeters apart. B. 1 curl-up is counted each time that a student's shoulder blade touches the floor. C. Make sure that the student performs the curl-ups in the correct form. D. The test is terminated when the subject can no longer perform the curl-ups in a correct form. 3 corrections are allowed. If it is in pain, voluntarily stops or cadence is broken. Scoring. Record the number of curl-ups made. Physical fitness test under skill-related fitness. Speed. The ability to perform a movement in a short period of time. 40-meter sprint. Purpose, to measure running speed. Equipment, stopwatch. Running area with known measurement for 40 meters. Procedure for the student. A. Stand behind the takeoff line. The tips of your shoes should not go beyond the line. B. At the signal go, run to the finish line as fast as you can. For the tester, A. Set the running area with a measurement of 40 meters. B. For the stopwatch to 0 point. C. As you signal go, start the watch and stop it as the student crossed the finish line. D. Record score in the nearest 0.1 milliseconds. Scoring. Record the time in nearest minutes and seconds. Power. The ability to transfer energy into force at a fast rate. Basketball pass. Purpose. To measure the explosive strength and power of the upper body muscles. Equipment. Basketball. Preferably size 7. Throwing area. Procedure for the student. A. Sit on the floor on buttocks with head and back resting against the wall while the legs are stretched in front of the body. B. Using the chest pass, push the ball with 2 hands as far as possible. Make sure that your head, shoulders, and buttocks remain attached to the wall. For the tester, A. See that the position of the student is in the right form. B. Set the 0 point of the measurement at the edge of the wall. C. After the throw, spot the mark where the base of the ball has first made contact on the floor, on the first bounce closest to the takeoff line. D. Record score in the nearest 0.5 meter. Scoring, record the distance to the nearest zero. Scoring, record the distance to the nearest 0.5 meters. Standing long jump. Purpose, to measure the explosive strength and power of the leg muscles. Equipment, A. Tape measure accurate to 0.1 centimeters, at least 3 meters long, and placed firmly on the floor. B. Meter stick. Procedure for the student. A. Stand behind the takeoff line. The tips of your shoes should not go beyond the line. B. As you prepare to jump, bend your knees and swing your arms backward and jump as far as you can. For the tester, A. Lay the tape measure in centimeters on the floor. B. Set a takeoff line in the point 0 of the tape measure. C. After the jump, spot the mark where the back of the heels of the student has landed closest to the takeoff line. D. Record score in the nearest 0.1 centimeter. Scoring, record the score in meters to the nearest 0.1 centimeters. Agility is the ability to change the direction quickly using a combination of balance, coordination, speed, strength, and endurance. Hexagon Agility Test. This is a simple agility test to perform, requiring limited equipment and space. Purpose: to measure the ability to move quickly while maintaining balance. Equipment: 1. Tape measure. 2. Stopwatch. 3. Chalk or tape for marking the ground. Procedure for the student. A. Start with both feet together in the middle of the hexagon facing the front line. B. On the command go, jump ahead across the line, then back over the same line into the middle of the hexagon. C. Then continuing to face forward with feet together, jump over the next side and back into the hexagon. D. Continue this pattern for 3 full revolutions. E. Perform the test both clockwise and counterclockwise. For the tester, A. Mark a hexagon 6-sided shape on the floor. The length of each side should be 24 inches or equivalent to 60.5 centimeter, and each angle should work out to be 120 degrees. B. Record the time taken to complete 3 full revolutions. The best score from 2 trials is recorded. C. If the student jumps the wrong line or landed on a line, then the test is to be restarted. Scoring: record the time in nearest minutes and seconds. Reaction time. The time elapsed between stimulation and the beginning of reaction to that stimulation. Stick drop test. Purpose: to measure the reaction time as to how fast a person can respond to a stimulus. The higher your score, the faster your reaction. Equipment: 1. Ruler or stick of 24 inches long. 2. Armchair or table and chair. Procedure for student. A. Sit in an armchair or chair next to the table so that your elbow and the lower arm rest on the desk or table comfortably. B. The heel of your hand should rest on the desk or table so that only the fingers and thumb extend beyond the edge of the desk or table. C. As the tester drops the stick, catch it with thumb and index finger as fast as possible without lifting elbow from the desk. It is important that you react only to the dropping of the stick. D. Your score is the number of inches read on the ruler or stick just above the thumb and index finger after you catch the yardstick. For the tester, A. Hold the ruler or stick at the top, allowing it to dangle between thumb and fingers of the student. B. The ruler or stick should be held so that the 24 inches mark is even with your thumb and index finger. No part of the hand and of the student should touch the ruler or stick. C. Without warning, drop the stick and let the student catch it with his thumb and index finger. D. Give the test 3 times. Be careful not to drop the stick at predictable time intervals so that the student cannot guess when it will be dropped. Scoring. Record the middle of the 3 scores. For example, if your scores are 21, 18, and 19, your middle score is 19. Coordination. The ability to use the senses with the body parts to perform motor tasks smoothly and accurately. Paper juggling is a physical human skill involving the movement of an object, usually through the air. Purpose: to measure the coordination of the individual in the performance of motor tasks. Equipment: a piece of crumpled coupon bond. Procedure for the student. A. Stand comfortably on an area with no obstruction. B. Hit the crumpled paper 6 times alternately with right and left palm in upward motion. For the tester, A. See to it that the student hit the crumpled paper 6 times alternately with his right and left palm. B. Count up to how many times the student has hit the crumpled paper. Scoring. Record the times the student has hit the crumpled paper. Balance is the maintenance of equilibrium while stationary or moving. Stork balance stand test. Purpose: to assess the ability to balance on the ball of the foot. Equipment: 1. Flat non-slip surface. 2. Stopwatch. Procedure for the student. A. Remove the shoes and place the hands on the hips. B. Position the non-supporting foot against the inside knee of the supporting leg. C. Raise the heel to balance on the ball of the foot. For the tester, A. The student is given 1 minute to practice the balance. B. The stopwatch is started as the heel is raised from the floor. C. The stopwatch is stopped if any of the following occurs. 1. The hand or hands come off the hips. 2. The supporting foot swivels or moves or hops in any direction. 3. The non-supporting foot loses contact with the knee. 4. The heel of the supporting foot touches the floor. Scoring. Record the time in nearest seconds.